Good afternoon, class. I hope y'all had a good lunch. So, getting us started for today's math lesson, who can tell me what we talked about yesterday? Anybody remember? Sally?
Tally marks.
Yes, tally marks. Good job. Okay, so if I have these bears in my hand, who can come up and count how many bears I have? Sally?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, so we have 7 bears, so represent 7 bears in tally marks.
Tally marks, tally marks. Those are sticks.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Awesome, and I loved how she grouped the 5, because remember when we're working with tally marks, we grouped 5s. All right, so if I had that number of tally marks, how many bears would I have? Billy?
4.
4, because how many tally marks do I have?
4.
4. All right, so if I had 5 bears, so how many tally marks would that be?
5.
5. And I added 3 more bears. How many tally marks would that be?
3.
3. What would my total number of tally marks be? Billy?
8.
8. Awesome. Okay, so leading us into today's math lesson, we're going to be talking about bar graphs. Has anybody ever heard of a bar graph?
No.
No. So what is a bar graph? All right, so a bar graph has 3 things that you cannot forget. It has a title, so this one's called Sally's Bows. It has rectangular bars, so rectangular bars. And it has 2 different kinds of labels. So it has one on one side, like this one has numbers, and it has one on the bottom, so whatever we're talking about. So today, we're going to be talking about Sally's bows and how many bows she has. So to start us off, we're going to look at how many white bows she has. So we're going to start at the bottom, right here, and we're going to take and we're going to go up and over, and she has 4 white bows. So one critical thing when we're working with bar graphs is we always write the number on top, so we never forget how many things we have of whatever we're working with. So the next one is black. So if we start off at the bottom and we go up, we go over, we see that Sally has 2 black bows, sorry. And then the third one is pink bows. So if we start at the bottom and we go up and we go over, it says she has 5 pink bows. So which one has the most? Is it 4, 2, or 5? Which is the biggest number? Sally?
Pink.
Pink. So she must have light pink bows, doesn't she? So one last thing. What are the 3 things? Just have the title, the rectangular bars, and the 2 different labels. And always remember, we write the numbers on top, so when we're working with it, and if we have questions, we don't have to go back and recount because we've already counted. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Awesome. So the next one we're going to look at is fruits. Who likes fruit? I love fruit. All right, so who can tell me what the title of this graph is? Who can read me this word? Sally?
Fruits.
Fruits. And who can read me the 4 different kinds of fruits we have? Billy?
Bananas, apples, grapes, strawberries.
Awesome. So if I give y'all this bag of fruits, who can tell me how many bananas do I have? Billy, how many bananas do I have?
3. 3 bananas.
3 bananas. All right, so we're going to start at the bottom, go up to 3, and make our rectangular bar. And what do we do at the top of our rectangular bar? Sally?
Label a 3.
Label a 3 for our 3 bananas. All right, let's look at the next one. Sally, how many apples do I have?
6. 6 apples.
Oh, that's a big one. All right, so we're going to start at the bottom, go up, over to 6, and shade in our area. And what are we going to do at the top?
Label a 6.
Label a 6. Y'all could not forget that. All right, Billy, what about grapes?
4.
4. All right, so we're gonna start at the bottom, go up to 4, and label our grapes 4. And last but not least, strawberries. So how many strawberries do I have?
2.
2. Start at the bottom. We're going to label it with a 2. Awesome. Okay, so we have our title, and we have our 2 different labels, and now we just went and added our rectangular bars. So with that being said, who can tell me if I added, how many bananas and strawberries do I have together? If I put the bananas and the strawberries together, how many would I have? Billy?
Let's see. Since you have 3 bananas,
Okay.
2, 3, and then you take 2 strawberries,
Okay.
that would be 5 total.
That would be 5 total because, like you said, you took 3 bananas plus the 2 strawberries to get 5 total. Good job. All right, let's look at the next graph.
Can I put these up?
Yes, put those in the bag. Here. Perfect. And put it at the front of your desk. All right. Let's have this graph. So, who can tell me what's different about this graph from the other one? Sally?
It has points and zigzag lines.
Yeah, it has these big red dots and this zigzag line. But it does have a title, right? It's called Favorite Cereals. And it does have the 2 different labels. But what doesn't it have? Billy?
Rectangular bars.
The bars. So, can it be a bar graph if it doesn't have the bars?
No.
No. So, like I said, the bar graphs have to have 3 different things. It has to have the title, and it has to have the labels, but it has to have the rectangular bars, and this one doesn't. It has this line, right, going through it. All right, so then the last graph we're going to look at is sports. Who likes sports?
I like it.
I love sports. All right, so looking at this graph, we have 3 different sports. Okay, so we have baseball, and we have basketball, and we have football. And so when we're going to go through them, we're going to go and do what at the top of each one?
Label.
Label it. All right, so let's start with baseball. Who can tell me how many baseballs I have? Sally?
4.
4. So we're going to go up, double check. 4. All right, Billy, can you tell me how many basketballs we have?
2.
All right, let's go up. 2. And last but not least, football, my favorite. Who can tell me how many footballs I have? Billy?
6.
6. Okay, so we have our title, we have our rectangular bars labeled, and we have our 2 sides with our labels. We have our numbers and our sports. So let's answer these questions at the bottom. What is the title of this whole graph? Sally?
Sports.
Sports. All right, and which sport has the least number of balls? What does least mean? Billy?
Like the lowest number.
The lowest number. So which one has the lowest number of balls?
That would be basketball.
All right, and how many basketballs do we have?
2.
2. And how many total balls do we have? And what does total mean?
All of them.
All of them. So what are we going to do with every ball?
Add them.
Add them. All right, so who can tell me the number of total balls we have? Sally?
12.
12. And how did you find that?
I added my 4 plus 2 first. It's
Okay.
got 6 and then added 6 more. 12.
12. Awesome. All right, so those are the basic rules about a bar graph. Does anybody have any questions before we go on to our activity? Nope. What you're going to do for this activity is you're going to take each your starburst and you're going to make it into a bar graph, just like these. And what are you going to do at the top of your bar graph?
Label the number.
You're going
How
to
many
label
you
the
have.
numbers. Y'all cannot forget, you have to label the numbers. So once you have your numbers labeled and you finish your bar graph, you're going to answer the 5 questions below. Now, if anybody has trouble reading the questions, raise your hand. I will come by and help. Okay? And once everybody is done, once you finish your worksheet, raise your hand. I'll come by and check it. And you can eat 2 Starburst. Okay? Does that sound good? All right, so write your name at the top and get started.
Does this say orange?
Yes. All right, Sally, before you move on, I need to double check your red column one more time.
Oh,
You see what you did?
yes.
Yeah. It's okay, you need to slow down next time. You're good. All right, Billy, let's check your work. Okay, so correct. I love how you labeled your starburst. So how did you get the total number of starbursts in this one?
Well, earlier you said to get the total, you have to add them all up. So
Okay.
I just counted all the starbursts. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Awesome. Good job. So pick which two you want, put the rest in the baggie, and I'm going to take your worksheet. Awesome. All right,
Done.
now let's check yours. All right. I love how you labeled yours at the top too. That's right. And how did you find a total number of starbursts?
I added 1, 2, I added all, I put them all together.
You put them all together. Good job. All right, pick which two you want, and then put the rest in the bag. And I have your worksheet. Billy?
Can we eat the starburst now?
Yes, eat the starburst now. Put the rest in the bag at the front of your desk.
I'm gonna save one for later.
Okay, that's perfect. All right, so while you're eating your starburst, who can remember why we couldn't use this graph? What was wrong with it? Sally?
It had the points
It had the points. It had
and
these-
zigzag lines.
Exactly. So what didn't it have compared to all these other ones? Sally?
The bar, the rectangular bars.
The bars. It doesn't have the bars. So it has the title and it has the two labels, but it doesn't have the bars. And for it to be a bar graph, it has to have the bars. All right. So let's use our thinking cap. So if we wanted to come up with a bar graph of our own, what kind of titles or what kind of things could we use? What kind of things could we use?
We could do dogs or cats, pets. We
We
all
could-
have pets.
We could do pets. So like everybody in the class could say their favorite pet or what pets they have, and then we could go and we could make a graph. Good idea. What about anybody else? Billy.
We could do the different types of pizza.
Oh, yum. So we could do like hamburger, pepperoni, cheese, and see which one is each for everybody's favorite. All right. So good job today. I can see y'all have been paying attention. Tomorrow we're going to be using this. We might even look into picture graphs. And so now we're going to move on to reading. So put your starburst up and get out your worksheets from yesterday.